Hey bestie, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Plobcast. As always, this podcast is not for little ears, especially, I don't know how each week it seems to get more chaotic, but somehow it does. Because I got a very interesting DM based off of a video that went viral that I did not expect to go viral. A new plob has entered the chat. It's somebody we already know. If you don't know who Lily Tino is, they are... Yeah, I'm going to let you guys look up that one if you somehow don't know who Lily Tino is. But apparently they have a past in fandom space. I thought they were just a plob within the queer space, but apparently they have a past in certain fandom spaces. And someone from their past has reached out to me because if you don't know... Their cousin, Lily Tino's cousin, recently spoke out about their experience with Lily Tino and the problematic behavior there. And I had a video of me. It's satire, but it's also addressing a serious situation where I had talked about them and Renee being inappropriate in theme parks, since I'm at theme parks, and was like, hey, look, it's this easy to just not be a weirdo in theme parks, pedophile in theme parks, because when you're doing the toy stuff and with kids around, that's disgusting. If you don't know, Renee is someone we came up on my FYP, and they were, doing inappropriate things in a theme park with kids in the background. And Lily Tino has also, taken bathroom pics and stuff with random strangers' children and stuff. There's a whole problem there. So I had made a satire video being like, hey, look, how easy it is to just, not do that stuff in a park. And the friend, the former friend, they want to make sure that's very clear, former friend of Lily Tino, saw that and saw that in my bio that I put that I wanted to have regular people as guests on the Plobcast. And they were like, hey, I would love to, get my turn to speak out. I have not posted a video about this yet, but I need to, because they have reached out to me. They were apparently very much attacked by Lily Tino fans the first time they spoke out on their small account, because they have like 300 or 400 followers. They spoke out a while back, and these people even contacted this poor guy's work and ended up getting him fired. So his concern is anonymity, and asked if I could blur out his face if we did videos, and black out his voice for the Plobcast. The problem is I don't know how to do that. So I am going to be posting a video, and if anybody hears this and knows how to do that, if you could DM me software, because I know how to, I can just put an emoji over his face for a video, but I don't know how to black out his voice is the problem. I don't know how to black out his voice, and he asked if I could, black out his voice, do the where they, oh gosh, where they make it sound like basically like you're a robot. I've seen so many people do interviews like that, where they do the, they black out their face and then make the voice anonymous so that they can't be found. And this guy is wanting to I want to give him a platform because of his experience. Lily Tino, just a short summary of the screenshots I was sent, because there's a lot of them. Lily Tino was apparently in a lot of incel groups prior to becoming Lily Tino. Feels like Chris Chan's situation all over again. Was very much an incel within fandom, was in incel groups. This man has admitted that he was in those groups with them. That's how they know. That's how they got the screenshots. He has talked about how he is not like that anymore, and he learned and he has become a better person, but was trying to out some of the stuff that Lily Tino had said in these groups. There's 50 screenshots that were sent to me. It is insane. The problem is, once again, he is worried about getting attacked, so I have to figure out how to do that, or maybe I can find a larger creator that knows how to do that and maybe want him on their podcast. I would love to give him the platform. I just don't know how to do that. So I am going to try to learn. I am going to try to figure out what software I could do to, just add the robot over his voice so that it's anonymity. I want to say that I am shocked that Lily Tino was part of incel groups, but I'm not. I'm not at all. Sadly, I am not at all. I do think it's interesting to see the threats too. If you haven't seen Lily Tino's cousin, before she even spoke out, was getting Lily Tino like went live and was like, I just want to warn you if you come into this and blah, 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 basically threatening the cousin before speaking out. So that's another concern that this guy has. And I want to give him the platform. I want to make sure that he is safe in the anonymity of it, because this is somebody Lily Tino knows, and they, have been harassed and even been fired before because of Lily Tino. So it sucks that these situations even happen, because you've got these people just trying to do the right thing, and the bad people somehow end up winning, which is total bullshit because of their toxic fan bases, just going after people just for speaking the truth. Sadly, I see way too much of this on the internet. If you don't know, there was somebody who recently passed because of bullying too. Once again, the shitty pieces of shit end up winning that situation, and it's so sad to see. She was a fox rescuer. If you've not seen her videos, Michaela Raines was a fox rescuer who was also within fandom space because she was a fox rescuer creator, and she had taken her own life due to bullying and trolls and these pieces of shit out there. Her foxes that she rescued are actually the sounds that are used in Overwatch. That's where a lot of gamers know her from. Her, like, the sounds that you hear, the fox sounds you hear in the Overwatch game are from her fox rescue. And it's just sad to see, once again, pieces of shit winning. And I refuse to let them win on this side. This is going to make me sound like an asshole to some people, but I don't care. I love that they managed to bully the person who bullied her into taking her own life off the internet. The person who bullied her into taking her own life was given karma, and is now not on the internet. The fact that that person, bullied her to that point is extremely sad. And if you experience bullying, if you've experienced cyberbullying, please reach out for help. Please do not let it get to that point. Do not let them win. Those pieces of shit do not deserve it. Live out of spite if you have to. Outlive the pieces of shit who do this kind of stuff. I've had my own experiences with cyberbullying. There's literally a friend group. Like I said, if you haven't seen the Telegram incel group that does not like my plob stories, but before that, I also had some pedophile defending and pedophile dating. One of them's dating somebody on the registered sex offender list. Likes to crop my videos and lie about the context. I've talked about it before. The easiest way to sum it up is they take videos, and for example, if I said, I don't like the color purple on dogs, they will then crop that and say, with the part where I said I don't like the color purple, and be like, oh, see, they say they don't like the color purple, the movie, that I'm racist, and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the level of making up shit they go to. With the crop and editing, and anybody who's smart just goes and watches the original videos. Like, yeah, that's not what it all was said. They're just manipulative pieces of shit. But they will never win that. I will definitely be outliving all of those motherfuckers. Ironically, one of them, every single time they pull some more bullshit for clout and attention, with me, something bad happens to them the next day. And to be clear, I'm not the one doing it. It's just karma, which I think is fucking hilarious. At one point, they even got hit by a car, and I'm like, damn, that was not life giving you a sign to stop lying about people for clout. What was, but apparently it wasn't a big enough sign for them, because they continue to do it. But it is important to keep going and to not let them win. Like, don't ever let those pieces of shit, no matter how bad it gets, never let anyone take away your will to live. Even if you got your only reason is spite, stay. The only people who should get to the point of taking their own lives are pedophiles, because pedophiles deserve to not live on this planet. But unfortunately they do. And it's so sad. It is so sad and depressing to see all of these amazing people who get to that point. Especially within the gaming community, you see so much of it because of cyberbullying and just bullying in general too. Well, let's get off the sad stuff, because it has been an insane week. There's a lot of really sad bills that have passed this week too. So let's get a distraction and get into the funny stuff, which includes a very interesting comment war that happened in my comments. So somebody commented saying, "Your eyes are two different colors. That's amazing," and was just like giving me a compliment. And I took it as them seeing the fact that I have two different colors in my eyes, not like my eyes, I don't have heterochromia. But like I have a mixture of blue and green, and depending on the lighting, there's also yellow around like my iris, around the pupil and the iris. Like I have yellow in the very center and then blue and green mixture. So depending on what light it hits, depending on if it looks blue or green. So that's what I thought they were talking about. But apparently they thought like I had one blue and one green, and I don't. And somebody started an entire argument with this person. It's really funny because they got so serious about this, like this random comment. All this person said was like they, complimented my eyes. And this person was like, actually they have the same eye color. And the other person was like, no, he has two eye colors. And the other person was like, are you blind? Are you colorblind? Like they started sending pictures to each other because the fact that pictures are now allowed on TikTok comments is, first of all, why don't we have pictures in DMs still? Like, why can't I send a picture on there now? That's ticks me off. I always have to be like, oh, let's go to Instagram or something. But like the fact that this started like a 15 comment response argument over my eyes, and they were doing comment pictures and going back and forth, screenshotting parts of my video. It was so insane. Like, it was such a silly thing to be arguing about. Like, I always see the silliest arguments sometimes, and I'm like, with everything going on in the world, it's kind of funny because it's like, at least it's a distraction for them, and they didn't get like mean about it. Like, they didn't, get too extreme about it. But I don't always see like comments on like viral videos. If I get a lot of comments, my autism goes, nope, I ain't dealing with that. Also, the comments like to glitch out too. For example, there's like a thing where you can like approve for the last 30 days any like new comments or whatever. And like some of it'll say like 12 new comments, and then it'll only show 2. But it's just such a silly thing, like seeing people argue over like the most random shit, as long as it doesn't get bad. Like I said, as long as people aren't being cruel to each other or anything. But it's funny to see something so small being taken so seriously. At least they're distracted, distracting themselves from the bigger problems going on, which is important to have some sort of distraction when it's important to still pay attention and, with specific things like that, and be aware and be educated on the topics. But it's also important for your mental health to have like a little distraction, to take a break from those topics, which I've had a lot of people say that my plob stories do for them. I'm glad it can provide some entertainment. I do need to make another what a plob is video, even though I have one already, because I still get that question, and I think there's also some confusion because even though I have that video going in depth, that didn't get as many views. So no, I always have to like tell people, hey, this is where the explanation is, because there are some people that don't seem to understand what a plob is, and they'll send me stories, and I'm like really confused. Like this one lady sent me a story a couple months ago, and it was just, she was like, my coworker was like super bitch. She would never do any work and would always be lazy. And I was like, okay, your coworker's a bitch. I can agree with that they're not doing any work, but also that's not really a plob. That's just like, because they didn't give any specific stories. They're just like, my coworker's a bitch and she like never does anything. She's such a plob. And I'm like, can you elaborate on how she's a plob, or is she just a bitch? Like, you could be both, but like, she didn't elaborate or anything. She's just like, yeah, my coworker's a bitch. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to, like, if you're venting, that's fine. But they like said, hey, I have a story submission. And then it was just like 3 sentences of them being like, my coworker's such a bitch. She like never does any work and she's super lazy, but she's, she still gets paid. I'm like, I feel like we all have that coworker. If you have worked anything ever, I feel, unless you are that coworker, please don't be that coworker. If you, especially like in retail and food service and customer service and anything working with the people, there seems to always, even in office space, there always seems to be that one person that gets away with not doing shit somehow. Like, and you're like, how do you still employed here? And it's funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's a little ironic that, and I've seen videos about this too, about how if you are a good worker and you like slack off a tiny bit, like people immediately notice and will give you shit for it. Even though the slacker office worker, they've just normalized them not doing shit. But the reason why your mistakes are so noticeable is because you're a good worker. I am hoping that you cannot hear the background noise. I just moved some stuff to avoid that because we're packing up the room to head back to Texas, which we did get to go to the Epic Universe. I highly recommend it, and not just because I can show you the receipts, not just because I have the branded video, which I am extremely grateful for, because that does take some of the price off, but that does not take all of it. Oh, it's like that's the thing is, I do want to say real quick, because somebody heard that I was talking about how I still had to buy like some of it and stuff, right? They thought that all creators had to pay. I will say big creators, like larger creators, they do get their full trip paid for. I have had friends that are larger creators that get that. But when you're a smaller creator and you do branded content for it, it's not the same. It's like based off of your following, and all of that stuff is what they'll give you for free. Compared to big. That's why I mentioned. So please don't go and attack any like big creators that are saying they got their whole trip for free, because they did get it for free. I just am not big enough for that. I am extremely grateful for getting some sort of compensation for going, because we wanted to go anyways. But I will say, if you are like a fan of the Mario or How to Train Your Dragon, I will say the Harry Potter, I like the, if you're doing it for Harry Potter, I'm just gonna be honest, the original two parks, they've got the better Harry Potter stuff. The new Harry Potter one, it's more of like a Fantastic Beasts. The horror, I did like the horror, and they even had like a little home makeup thing, but you have to schedule that. I will say, I feel like it's going to be better in Halloween time though, because they're supposed to do more at Halloween. Once again, it's a new thing. I really liked the portal, like the way you go into a portal to go into all of it. It felt really cool. Ironically, Rick and Morty's playing in the background, but like going into a portal. The Nintendo 60, like the gamer nostalgia for me was why I really like Mario. I will say, I feel like if you are wanting to go and you're wanting to experience everything, wait a little bit. Wait a little bit if you're not wanting to wait in super big lines, because the lines were heavy. There was a few things in the park that there was like 3 different things that we did end up not doing because the line was over 100 minutes. One was even 200 minutes. But there is plenty to do that doesn't have a big line. The Mario Interactive World was amazing. Like going in it, and I want to be clear that this is not sponsored. I did one branded video, that's all that was sponsored. I'm just a mega Universal fan. You can find photos of me like going for years, because if their veterans discount is better than any other theme park, like it's better than Disney and Six Flags and all that stuff. Like this is the best one. Even with the only like Williamsburg, Busch Gardens, and SeaWorld does do the free tickets like once a year, but I haven't used them in a while, especially because I have family that works at the Williamsburg Busch Gardens. By the way, if you want to experience like an Epcot, like drinking around the world or around the world experience, but you don't have Disney money, Williamsburg Busch Gardens. Also, don't go to the Busch Gardens in Florida. It's shit. But Williamsburg Busch Gardens has like the themed countries and all that stuff, and it's a lot better experience. To me, because the lines aren't as long and it's cheaper. It's way cheaper, even if you're not getting like free tickets or whatever. It's way cheaper, and I'm not just saying that because I have family that work there. I genuinely love going around there. Like I've got photos from long before then. But the Mario experience, as a gamer that grew up with N64 Mario and everything, I loved it because they very much like implemented all of that. So like they have like the old N64 like themed castle, and then you go in and you see stuff from the newer games, and they have like the bracelets that you do, right? The bracelets that you do to go around and do all these mini games, which did not have long lines at all. You actually have to win 3 out of the 5 mini games. You have to, at least, because you have to get 3 stars on your bracelets to go do the Bowser Jr., which was super cool. My youngest son was too afraid to do the one, though. He got scared, poor thing. But the rest of them, Absolutely loved. Like, it was so cool. And it wasn't like a bunch of only little kids. There was a lot of adults there doing it too, because it's made for like every generation kind of thing. So being a gamer, really enjoyed it. I was really grateful for the opportunity. Once again, I know it probably sounds like I'm like being sponsored to cover this in the podcast, but I am 100% not. I genuinely do like it. But like I said, if you're not wanting to have to deal with the lines and stuff, I would wait, because it's still new. One thing that freaked me the fuck out though, that I really want to talk about, is the fucking AI whatever the fuck that shit was. So if you've never been to Universal, when you go in, you scan your ticket or your pass or whatever, and it takes a picture of you. That way, if you have to come back, you scan your ticket again and it shows that like you're the person. That way nobody's like trading off their ticket or whatever, so that more people can get in, right? And that's normal for us. We're used to that. We scan our pass, because I've talked about the veterans discount pass. So you scan your pass, it you take your picture, make sure it's you, right? The Epic universe had some weird ass fucking face recognition shit going on that freaked me the fuck out, because Epic Universe did something different. We first come in, we scan our tickets, right? Scan our tickets, and it takes our picture. And the Epic Universe is smaller, so it's easier to walk back to the the parking lot. It's actually kind of more like Busch Garden size. So we walked back to the parking lot a couple of times because we're handicapped. I got a handicap placard. I parked up front, and we would like need a break or something out of the car. Like, we had put the wagon back at one point so that we could take a break, right? Because we didn't want to, because it's separate. It's not connected like the other parks are connected to each other where you just walk over. So we would go back and forth to the car. As we're coming back in, I go to pull my ticket out, and they're like, oh no, you just take your picture. And it fucking has facial ID. Terrified the shit out of me, because I'm like, what the fuck? Like, me and my kids literally walk up, and like, you just walk up and it takes your picture, like it scans your fucking face and pulls you up. It freaked me out, because like, my son ran up at one point and I had not made it up there yet, and he runs up and it takes a picture, and she's like, oh hey buddy, and like calls him by name, and I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? Like, he doesn't have his ticket with him, what the fuck? And they're like, oh yeah, you just need your picture now for this one. That is insane. Facial recognition so good that it just fucking pulls your picture up in the system. You don't even need your ticket after you've done it the first. That is fucking terrifying to me. That is terrifying to me. Like, going to a thing, because if the theme parks got that kind of technology, dear God, what kind of technology is the fucking government? I mean, like, Christ. I mean, I know that it has facial recognition, but like, just imagining seeing how high tech the theme park is, like imagining what the fuck else was out there. Like, I'll tell you right now, Walmart and Target have got some crazy stuff too. For like, I know people, I've worked at Walmart before, but I've got friends and stuff that I know have gone to like Target and shit, that work at Target and shit. And security. And a lot of people I've heard say things like, oh, well, like, if I steal from a Target halfway across the country, like, I'm not worried about, getting charged, because how, if you don't know, like, Walmart and Target, they will, they will wait until you've stolen enough to be a felony before they, bust you, right? Like, people think they're getting away with self-checkout theft, but what they don't know is they're literally building cases against people. They do it all the time. And I've heard people be like, oh, if I do it all across the country, then the store, will only have the picture there. They don't realize they're using facial technology. So, like, if you steal in fucking Wyoming and it catches you on the self-scanner, it catches your picture, which it will. That shit is high heck as hell. It's insane. I've seen so many videos and stuff, like, showing how high-tech that fucking self-scanner shit is. Now, it didn't used to be, but it is now. But they, like, if you steal from Wyoming and you think, oh, well, I don't have to worry because I live in Florida or something. Florida, that's a whole system. Like, Florida's got the facial recognition. So like, the Wyoming's just going to send it over to whatever you've stolen in Florida, and like, it's going to build all together. So please don't be out there doing that. Self-checkout is so insanely high tech. Which is ironic, considering if you the whole weight thing drives me nuts, because it's like, how do we have this high tech of security, but if the fucking item does not sit perfectly on the side thing after I scan it, it's like, oh, unexpected item in the checking area, or oh, it's not checked out, or like, Bitch, how you got high-tech security, but you can't fix your damn system? It's like the amount of technology we have nowadays, but we can't have even sounds on the TV. For example, like, I don't watch cable. I don't have cable anymore. It's crap, like, because we have all the streaming, right? But I watch cable when we go to the hotels, and it's like, if I leave it on for sound to help me sleep, because I have tendonitis from the army, it'll have a commercial at like 3 a.m. that is randomly 10 times louder than whatever I was just watching. Or I'll be listening to a song on YouTube and I have to adjust the sound because it's different volumes. I'm like, how the fuck do we got facial technology and all this other cool shit, but I can't watch an anime without having to worry that one of the fucking commercials is going to jump scare me from being 10 times louder. When I worked at GameStop, we used to have fucking music that did that too. GameStop, when I worked at freaking IGS, like, I have had so many places that, like, retail wise, that I've worked either, seasonal or like a regular job at. And the fucking music does that shit where you'll notice that one sound, like one song in particular, will be louder than the rest of them. And I'm like, we got AI fucking robot. We got motherfuckers out here marrying robots. We got Chat GPT, fucking facial recognition at Universal, and we can't get just a universal sound, man, like the even sound level. Heck, I've had people tell me that my podcast, even, like, I have apologized to people listening. There's been a couple of times, like, I'll accidentally mess up the volume thingy on it, right? But, like, I've had people tell me in ones that I didn't, that sometimes it'll, like, randomly be louder and randomly be softer. So why can't we fix that, I apologize for the last, like, 2 minutes. I'm sorry. That's, like, my rant of the day, because it's something that I've talked about for, like, 15 years now. I've been complaining about this since I was a kid. I'm like, why is it not? Like, why can't we get even sound? Because music is one of my biggest stems. I've had the same stem since I was like 5, and it is pacing in circles in the dark with headphones in while maladaptive daydreaming and dissociating. That is, like my thing. So the music thing always bothers me. Oh, before I leave Orlando, I just want to say rest in peace to everybody who lives in this area that is trying to date men in particular. Holy shit, are you guys okay? Because I have had 2 fucking separate incidences where I'm like, what the fuck is going on with these retail workers? These 2 separate men, ironically, they look like they could have been brothers, like biologically. They had very similar facial structure. But I had 2 separate experiences while in Orlando that made me go, I need to make sure that every person dating men in this area is okay, because dear God, one of them was in the shoe store. We're in the shoe store. I'm checking out, and I noticed that my military discount isn't on there. And I'm like, the math isn't mathing. How is I only got 1 pair, so I know how much, like, I don't know the exact number to the cent, but I know, like, with military. And I ask him again, I'm like, are you sure military discount's on there? And he says yes, and he's like aggravated with me for asking again. I'm like, okay, and I swipe it, and then the receipt comes out, and I look, and I'm like, and he's trying to hide the receipt too, by the way. He, like, tries to shove it in the bag real quick when my hand was out for it. And so then I pull it out and I look, and it doesn't have a military discount. And I go to his coworker that's standing right there. I'm like, hey, can you, like, fix this? I'm trying to be super nice about it. Like, can I just get my refund for this part? This man, the fucking guy, looks over at his coworker, who, by the way, has witnessed this entire thing. There's like 3 customers that were also looking over, because he was the one being rude about, like, oh yeah, like, because I asked a second time about the discount. He looks over at the coworker and goes, oh, she didn't show me the ID until after the transaction was done. And the coworker is now looking at him like, bitch, did you just boldface lie? When there was witnesses, we have a camera. Because the guy even looked at the camera, like at the coworker, kind of like, buddy, not only did I just witness it, multiple witnesses here. There's a video camera. The fact that he turned and lied without a second thought. I hadn't even said anything to the guy that fucked up. The guy that fucked up immediately looks over and just tries to lie about it on the spot. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, no, don't worry. I saw the entire thing. We also have cameras. He pointed, like, it's good. I will, refund you back on there. And it was just, we were all, the other customers, I could even hear them making comments like, did this motherfucker just bow-face lie about that? Like, for no reason? Like, just say that you messed up, bud. Like, just be like, oh, I fucked up. I must have, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button or something. Don't fucking the way this man didn't even think about it, just looked over, and then I even looked at him and I was like, that is not what happened. And he just turned back and acted like it was no big deal, that he just bold-faced lied, didn't apologize, didn't take any kind of accountability. And I'm like, if this man can lie that goddamn quickly, what the fuck? I don't want to be around somebody. I could not imagine trying to date somebody like that. The way he said it, with a quickness, he said it smoothly, he said it calmly, he said it confidently. Like, no aggression with it or anything. Like, he just bold-faced lie. Holy shit. I actually went on the page and gave Raj, who was the good worker who, like, fixed the mistake, a great review, because he was super amazing. But then I had a second encounter. I went to the 7-Eleven and this guy gave me the wrong thing. And it was something that I couldn't have. So, like, I get out to the car and Brett notices and I'm like, oh shit, I can't have this. It's the wrong thing. I go back and I'm like, hey, you accidentally gave me the wrong thing. Can I just switch it back? He starts yelling at me. He's like, no, you said this. I know you said this. I heard you say this. And his coworker, once again, calling the guy out, was like, no, she said this. I heard her. Instead of just being like, oh, sorry, I handed you the wrong thing, he starts getting aggressive with me. His coworker had to be like, no, I heard her say this. That is not what she said. And, like, as he's doing it, he's mumbling under his breath, oh, no, I have to fucking put this in, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just standing there like, what the fuck is happening? Like, buddy, just hand me the right thing. Just hand me the right thing. Here's the wrong, like, bro, I can't have this. Like, dude got super aggressive immediately. Like, if his coworker had not been there, I don't know how that interaction would have went, because the guy got so immediately fucking defensive and aggressive. And I'm sitting here like, this is the dating pool around here? Jesus Christ. Because neither one of them had a wedding band on. So I'm like, could you imagine that's your options for dating? The guy that gets super fucking aggressive when he makes a mistake, or the guy that can bold-faced lie in the calmest, coolest tone, and even with witnesses and a camera and his coworker, like, calling him out, and still stick to his lie. That, I'm so sorry. If you live in Orlando and that is your dating pool, I don't know these men's sexuality, so it could be, gay men, could be women, men, I don't know, them, they, so whoever's dating in Orlando, I am so sorry. While we're on the topic of plobs, just real quick, for the people that are commenting sub 5, I looked up what that meant. Because there's a group of incels, a lot of incels apparently, that are upset that I posted some of their slang. I talked about this before, exposing what it is. I finally looked up what sub 5 meant, and my guy, y'all won't even post a picture of yourself. So if you think that I give a shit, you are sadly mistaken. Also, I have a video a while back where I don't even remember what I posted, but it was something about, I remember it was about, like, how during the purge if there was an actual purge, I would go, like, take out all the sex offenders. I would just, like, deal with a bunch of other creators that feel the same way, and we would just go around in a van and, like, go through the sex offender registry. And people were, like, offended. They were like, oh, but God says don't to kill people. But first of all, God said to stone motherfuckers like that to death. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But I had made a video jokingly being like, I'm so sorry. I need to do an apology right now. I'm so sorry that somebody told you that I give a fuck about your goddamn opinion on the topic. And for some reason, I'm getting comments on that again. And people are like you're so rude in your apology video. I'm like, do you know what the context of that is? Because, like, of course, I'm never going to apologize to a pedophile or a pedophile supporter. Like, do you understand what that video is supposed to be? Because, like, what? Also, why is this video suddenly getting a bunch of views? Because the thing's like 6 months old. I am very confused to where all these comments came from. But same thing to the incels. I do not care that you're upset with why do y'all keep coming up with more slang? Like, if you don't want the public knowing what the slang means, then why are you upset that I'm like, why are you using it? You're upset that I'm telling the public what your slang shitty piece of shit thing means, but, like, why are you upset that the public knows? Like, then you're using the slang, so why are you upset if people know if it's not racist? Because they're like, oh, it's not racist, and stop telling people about it. And it's like, it is racist because you're saying that only white people are attractive, so that's racist. Which, oh god, I'm sure there's some fucking my little stalker fan group's probably gonna clip me saying that and then say that I said it. But like, either way, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, I'm not sure why y'all are upset that I'm telling the public what it means. Like, I mean, you guys are the ones using it, so like, if you truly stand behind what you're saying as plobs and incels and like all these, every time I get a comment from a motherfucker being like, pheromone maxing and you know, women shouldn't be in gaming and stop telling GameStop stories, blah, 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 we're offended, like, it's always a no fucking profile picture. It's never, there's never fucking pictures. Sometimes I'll rage bait them into taking, because if they're gonna rage bait, I'm gonna rage bait back. I am a mature energy bitch, and I will rage bait them into like posting a picture of themselves. A lot of time it doesn't work, but because they're too afraid to post a picture of themselves. But sometimes I get them to post a picture of themselves, and it's always some motherfucker that looks exactly like the stereotype of the man that doesn't wipe his ass. Like, you are upset. You are fighting in the comments about how it's okay to not wipe your ass because it's gay to wipe your ass according to you, but like, and then you're upset that people are making fun of you. You're literally talking about not wiping your ass. Like, that, it still blows my mind that happened. Like, sometimes I'll go back and look at that comment to make sure I'm not in the fucking Twilight Zone and that really happened. I'm like, nope, somebody really is over here arguing that it's gay to wipe your ass and you're not supposed to wipe your ass after you shit. Like, what the fuck? This is why there's streaks on the chairs at game night, you guys. We just want to, some of us just want to play Magic the Gathering or D&D or Warhammer or fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon in peace, but no, we gotta worry about if we're accidentally gonna sit on a fucking shit streak. Speaking of, I want to know how you piss all over the toilet as a woman. Like, I'm just, because the amount of times I went into the women's bathroom at Universal and there's fucking piss all over, and I don't just mean like, oh, a little dribble on the top, like, oh, they didn't wipe enough or something, or they stood, you know, they were squatting and they were trying not to sit on the actual toilet. I mean, it is on the back and the front and the sides, and I'm just like, how do you, as a man, how do you do that too? Because like, if you know, you gotta learn to aim at some point. Like, what is happening? How is this? Why is this such a thing? Why are there so many bodily fluids in the gaming world and also in public? Like, what the fuck? Speaking of, the shit condom guy has DM'd me. If you don't know who the shit condom guy is, he is a faceless plob that is on the TikTok app that likes to go around and ask mostly dominant women, but also like other, you know, other kind of spicy, you know, anybody who talks about kink, but mostly dominant women, and then some like some masks and stuff, but some feminine masks, but mostly dominant women. Anyways, doesn't matter. The point is, he likes to go around and ask for this very particular thing, and it's disgusting, and I was hoping that he would never find me, but he has found me, and he sent me a DM request offering me money, and there's no fucking way, and there's not enough money in the world for me to do this. But the shit condom guy, yeah, he likes to message people and ask them and offer them money to shit in a condom, freeze it, and then use it as a dildo. That's disgusting. Sir, what the fuck is going on with you that you want that? I usually don't kink shame, but there's a fucking limit, my guy. There is a limit. And the fact that he's just out here, I have the TikTok messages. Like, I need to fucking make a YouTube video again. It's been like a month since I've made a YouTube video, and I have a fucking folder of just all these screenshots for different videos and stuff that I want to make, and some that I post. A lot of times I end up just posting them on Instagram stories because I can't fucking keep them up on TikTok. They always get taken down. But yeah, he DM'd me. He offered me $800. There's no fucking world where I'm ever doing that. I've seen like probably 15 other creators talking about like getting messages from him too and offering different amounts of money. First of all, $800. You are asking for like an insane thing. Come on, buddy. You gotta come out the gate with some fucking money at least. Like, come on now. Nobody's, maybe a crackhead, maybe you can go find somebody that's on the streets that'll do. I'm not doing that. I don't know anybody who's doing that, especially for $800. No. I'm sure there's somebody out there, but it's probably going to be a lot more than $800. What the fuck? What the fuck? I don't even have words for that. In happier stranger encounters, I had a Universal employee cry and hug me today. We were standing. I was standing in line to get food while they held the table, and she saw my military ID and like asked me, and I was like, yeah, I have the disabled veteran because I have 6 service connected disability, but and she's just like crying and being like, my son was in for so many years and was like, can I hug you and stuff, and she was super sweet and nice, but I don't know how to react when people cry, like even with all of the professional education, the bachelor's, master's, all of it. When strangers start crying, I'm always like, I don't know how to react. I hugged her, patted her back. It was just really awkward, but she was so sweet and kind. She was amazing. I feel bad because I didn't know how to react in that situation, but at least that was a positive stranger encounter, a lot better than the shit condom guy. Oh, just so we can prevent some future female plobs or male plobs, anybody who wears makeup, just because they have that new 72-hour concealer does not mean you should be wearing concealer, the exact same makeup for 72 hours. I keep seeing ads of that, and I feel like we're going to get some female plobs. Some plobs are going to come out of that. Possibly some male plobs that wear makeup. Makeup's for everybody, but please don't do that. Please do not be out here not washing your face for 72 hours. I keep seeing ad after ad about that, and I am like, just waiting for a story time to be sent to me or a video to show up of somebody who's actually worn it for 72 hours, because most of the videos people are putting it on, so I'm hoping that I haven't seen any transitions where it's like, oh, here's the beginning and this is at the 72-hour mark. Please don't not wash your face for 3 days. That's kind of insane. I get that it's like supposed to last a while. I get 24-hour makeup. I mean, you really shouldn't be wearing makeup that long, but like maybe if you're on a trip or something, like something's going on for some reason, you can't for 24 hours. That's still a lot, but 3 days? We're out here encouraging people not to wash their face for 3 days? Like, I have seen so many products over the last few years that seem to encourage plobs, and it's been an issue for a while, like Axe body spray. If you don't remember the gaming shops, oh my gosh, GameStop, any local game store, card stores, anime store, for the longest time you would walk in and it would smell like ass and Axe, because the way that Axe advertised, people were taking it as, oh, I can just spray with Axe and not shower. That is not the case. Axe is not a shower. It goes on after you shower. And there were so many people, oh my gosh. And they would do like the X across because that was the advertisement. And they'd be like, oh no, it's fine. I could just use Axe instead of shit. No. You still need to wash your ass. But over the last few years, I've seen more and more of these products that are like, lasts up to 48 hours, lasts up to 72 hours. And makes it seem like you could just you're not supposed to bathe or wash yourself because of it. Like I've seen so many sprays that are like, lasts up to 72 hours, or like soaps that'll even be like, oh, you can still feel the moisture after 72 hours. No, stop, full stop. Because it makes it sound like there are people who are going to take that as, oh, if it lasts up to 70 hours, I can just only shower every 4 days or something like that. Like, because, 72 hours and then I'll just, shower again on the fourth day. No, please stop and go. Please stop making these products that do that. Like, I understand if there's some situation, for example, if you're, in the army, and there's field days. If you don't know, during field days, I mean, there are some MOSs where their field days are like, they just go out to the fucking, like, motor pool and set up tents for, like, during the day and get to go home at night. But, like, if you're in a combat unit, that's not how it works. We get stuck out there for, like, 30 days at a time. You do not come home at night. You were just gone for those 30 days. And that's always a shit show, because, a lot of times you don't get to bathe during that. Sometimes you got field showers, sometimes you don't. A lot of times it's just baby wiping and hoe showers, basically, because that's all you have. So, like, I guess, right before you go out there, or, like, if you're only going to get, like, 1 or 2 showers out there, that could be useful for that. But they're advertising it for, like, regular day situations, and I feel like it encourages a lot of the plob behavior. I've even met plobs that, like, at Magic Gathering cons, at regular anime conventions, at comic book conventions and events, who, like, multiple day events, where they will literally be using products like that. Think that, oh, okay, well, I can, bathe the very first day and then not the entire rest of the con. That is another thing. Things with costumes and clothes too. If you're a cosplayer, please stop doing this habit of, you're at a con all day, you're sweaty, you're getting stinky. Even if you're using deodorant, showering, you're still getting that sweat and that bacteria on your cosplay. Please do not wear the same fucking cosplay the entire con and not wash it. Like, if you can't afford more than one cosplay, that's okay. But go wash the costume. Like, wash it every night beforehand before you wear it again the next day, because I've met people that will go to like 4 and 5 day cons, like these longer cons, and literally wear the same costume every single day and not wash it a single time. It is deeply disgusting and disturbing. Please stop doing that. Same with that's another thing, is the wigs. They will get a styled wig or style a wig, and so it never gets washed. Like, if that's the thing that gets me nervous about like wig commissions, is I support wig commissions. I have bought wig commissions before. I've seen some people do some amazing styling, but then they don't do anything to clean it afterwards, because they're like, oh, it's styled, I bought a commissioned wig, so I never and then they'll never wash it, and then they'll like have it and wear it like 100 fucking times. It starts to smell. There's ways to clean them without ruining the commission. Please do those things. If you can afford to go to a con, you can afford, laundry or to wash your ass. Like, no, do not just be going to just being nasty. Also, speaking of washing clothes, please stop buying underwear and then putting it on directly, unless you are in an emergency situation where like, oh, something's happened and you have to put those clothes on immediately. When you buy clothes, you need to wash them before wearing them. I have met an alarming amount of people who don't know that. They think, oh, I can just buy an outfit and immediately wear it. That, when it's in the store, all kinds of people are touching it. Also, when it's being manufactured, a lot of times it's like harsher chemicals that they put on them so that they don't get moldy and gross when they're shipping them, because yes, they spray these, they go through a machine, clothing wise, and they get sprayed with stuff so that it doesn't get moldy and nasty whenever it's being transported, because sometimes it gets in the warehouse for a minute, sometimes it can take a while to transport, and those chemicals are on there. Those chemicals are meant to be washed off before you wear them. And there's an alarming amount of people who don't know this, maybe just like weren't educated on it, or some people don't care. Like, even if you tell them, they don't care, and people will go and wear it. There are people who have gotten sick and gotten disease and stuff. Gabe's in Charleston, West Virginia is well known. I've had multiple friends that worked at Gabe's, and they would have people come in and like try on things in the middle of the store, including like, they had so many cases where they were having people like 304s, prostitutes who were well-known prostitutes in the area, going and trying on panties and shit, and then like not buying them, and they can't wash them in the store, and they just have to put them back on the rack according to store policy. They were watching like that. You have no idea what or who has touched these things. Also, the chemicals that they're sprayed with, you have no idea what you can get from these clothes. Please wash all of your clothes, not just intimates, but like in general, wash them before you wear them. I understand there's some emergency situations where you might have to wear some pants or something, but like, especially with underwear, it's dear Lord, no. Bras, panties, boxers, oh gosh. I understand, like, if it's in a pack and it's an absolute emergency, make sure it's in a pack though, and not like a loose one, because that way at least you're just having to worry about the chemicals on there. But like, it's still, I think I'd rather go commando at that point. Just make sure you don't accidentally get anything caught in your zipper. Out of curiosity, I just searched to see like what all products they have that last 72 hours. And I really wish I hadn't searched that, because I wanted to give like some more examples, but there's just one now. There's a lot more. Just Google it. But like, I went to Google it so that I could give some more examples, so you guys could, like, if you wanted to look up some more of these crazy 72-hour things. I just found baby wipes. Well, they're not baby, it says body wipes, but they're basically baby wipes, body wipes, that say cleanliness up to 72 hours. I'm sorry, what? That's not how do you think that's gonna, I don't have words. What do you mean, baby? What body wipes? Sorry, body wipe. They're the same damn thing. Body wipes. That scent lasts up to 72 hours. There is somebody out there who definitely didn't wash their ass and thought, oh, I can just do it as a baby wipe. And then this one even lasts 3 days. Bitch, what the fuck? I need to stop that. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Whoever created that, you need to go to jail right now. Whoever created the ad needs to sit there with you too, because there's somebody out there. There is a plob out there. There is somebody at a card shop right now with these wipes in their freaking backpack. That's another thing. Can y'all please wash your bags too? I need to make a fucking video about this too. There are plobs I have met who will have the same backpack for years, which great, upcycling, whatever you want to call it, like not wasting, right? Getting a new bag every year, great. But some of these people will have the same bag for years and years and years and never wash it, and you can smell the bag. Like, they will wash themselves. They'll come into the card shop, and a lot of people carry backpacks in the card shop because you're bringing all your decks and everything. If you're playing D&D, you got stuff there. If you got no matter what you're playing in the card shop, you bring in your bag, right? And there's so many mother truckers who will bring these bags in and not wash them. They will wash themselves. They understand the importance of showering. Great. We're almost there. But then they don't wash these bags, and they always have like snacks and stuff in them. So like they bring their snacks, they bring their drinks, they bring whatever like with the car shop, and it spills in there. And I understand like they'll wipe it out a little bit, but they won't actually wash it. So they're getting like mold and bacteria from having the food crumbs and the drink or whatever spilled in there, and like never properly clean it, and it just starts to get an odor, and it drives me insane because it's like, you understand that you need to shower and wear deodorant. You grasp that. There's a lot of people in the fandom that don't. That's why we have the word plob. But why are you forgetting your bag? How do you, like, you've gone scent blind to it too, apparently, because they don't seem to smell. Everybody else can smell their bag, but they can't. Same with shoes. That's another big one. Oh my gosh. I have had so many times where I've heard stories, and also I have experienced this myself in card shops, where you have to tell people to keep their damn shoes on because they'll take their shoes off and they'll be like, oh, I just showered, I don't know why my feet always stink. It's your shoes. Like, I've noticed it's the shoes. And I'll ask them, I'll be like, have you ever washed your shoes? Like, when was the last time you washed your shoes? And I'm like, oh, I've never washed my shoes. I've owned these for like 5 years. What do you mean you've owned those shoes for 5 years and you've never washed them? Yes, I know it's a pain in the butt, but you need to be washing your shoes every few months. It's not something you have to do like daily or every time you use them or something. But every few months you need to be washing your tennis shoes. Depending on how bad your feet odor is, sometimes more than that, maybe every month, depending on, how often you're changing shoes and stuff like that. If you've got a pair that you're wearing every single day and you only wear that one pair, please freaking wash them monthly, because bacteria and stuff builds up in the soles and the sides and everything of them. That's where that smell's coming from. Same with Crocs and slides. I have Crocs and I have a couple of slides too. And I have seen so many people, they'll pull the foot out of it, like they'll take it off for a second or whatever, and the entire bottom is just black or brown from buildup. And it's like, dude, just throw them in the bathtub with you if you got it. Like, if you don't want to have to sit there and hand scrub it, you can wash them in the shower with you and just scrub it out. Like, it takes like 2 minutes to clean a pair of Crocs. Like, it's not hard. Please stop, okay? Like, I know so many people who have that plob smell, even though they're showering, because they don't wash their backpack or they don't wash their shoes. Hoodies too, that's another one I've seen. I've seen people that they'll smell fine, like they don't smell like a plob, and then it'll start to get cold in the car shop and they'll be like, let me go get my hoodie, and they come back and you're like, what the fuck? And they'll be like, oh, I haven't washed it for... Wash it, please. We are begging y'all, please. Hats another one. Hats is the other one. I've met people. Oh my gosh, I remember this one guy. We were joking around. Oh my god, I'll never forget. We were joking around, and it was when I worked at Olive Garden, and I jokingly, he was talking about how he was like, oh, I just have to wear this hat all the time, but I actually have like amazing hair, and I was like, oh, I call bullshit, and I went to go over his hat off. I grab his hat off, and I had not been that close to him at the time. But when I go to grab his hat, as I pull it towards me, this whiff, this odor, aroma just kind of like floats through the air, and I'm like, oh my god. Also, he was balding underneath. I'm not shaming him for balding. Why did you lie about it though, bro? Because he like, I don't mean like somebody asked him and he lied and said he had hair under there. I mean, this guy would like regularly brag and be like, yeah, if I didn't have to wear this hat at work all the time, you would know that I have really long, luscious hair under, like, would brag about his hair. Like, it was just weird thing to like be flexing. That's why I ended up calling him out and grabbing his hat and then being like, oh, it was just a weird thing to flex about when you're going bald. Like, it's fine, it's natural if you're going bald. Like, it's just weird though to lie about it so dramatically, sorry. Like, to just be like, yeah, I'm bragging about something for no reason. Like, the overcompensation is wild. So, as we end this podcast, reminder, wash your bags, wash your ass, obviously, first. Wash your body first. It's the most important thing. But, like, then please wash your bags, your shoes, your hats, your hoodies. Please remember that everything needs washed, not just, if you wash your ass, that's the first step. That's great. I'm glad that you're showering at least. But, like, there's other steps, bud. There's other steps. Everybody stay hydrated. It is super hot. Remember your sunblock. And again, if anybody knows how to do the voice blurring so that I can have that Lily Tino's ex-friend on here, that would be amazing. If you could let me do something simple, please do not send me some, like, crazy instructions that are, like, 20 pages long on some tech stuff, because I don't know how to do any of that. Like, is there, like, a filter or something out there I can just add, please? And have a safe and safe weekend. As always, I am a Kindle with energy books, accessories for their pleasure.